First off, I'd like to welcome everybody to the February 16th, 2021 regular council meeting. Can we have a roll call of council members, please?
Ms. Camerisi?
Here.
Mr. Ernst? Mr. Kessel?
Here.
Ms. Lally?
Here.
Ms. Resnick?
Here.
Mr. Riffle?
Here.
We had a reading of the bills and bank reconciliation.
All the bills have been paid and reconciled for the month of January.
Do we have any questions on bills? Okay. I need a motion to approve the bills and bank reconciliation.
That's smooth.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bills and bank reconciliation have been approved. Okay, we have two sets of minutes. Readings of the minutes from the January 19th regular council meeting and reading from the January 26th special council meeting. At this time, everybody should have received a copy. Do we have any corrections, deletions, additions to the January 19th regular council meeting? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the January 19th council meeting minutes.
So moved.
Who do we have?
I so moved. So either first or second.
Cow second.
So moved.
Guy.
We'll get this together.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes from the January 19th regular council meeting have been approved. The January 26th special council meeting, do we have any corrections, additions, deletions? I need a motion to approve the January 26th council meeting.
So moved.
I second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes from the January 26th regular council meeting or special council meeting have been approved. Do we have any communications?
I do have one. This is an email that was sent to Lieutenant Naccioni from Ron Combs. And his email says, I would like to publicly thank our Fairfax Police Department. With all of the recent car break-ins, our cameras picked up a patrol car 6 times last night. Thank you for your service.
Any other communications?
Mayor, I'd like to, my neighbor at 3723 Watterson, she wants to compliment the maintenance department. They came out and they cleaned the sewer out in front of my house so the water can go down when it starts melting. And they cleared off her driveway so she could get in and out of there. So she said that was very nice of them to do that for her.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I tell you what, with the snow that we've had last week, I think the maintenance department did an excellent job. If you go online to the Fairfax page or fans of Fairfax, it's nothing but compliments. I have not seen any negative comments at all. Those guys are out there all night long. They've done an excellent job. This morning, my call was out at 3 o'clock. Timmy Bronson was there at 4, scraping and cleaning the streets. And I think they've done an excellent job. And we appreciate everything they've done.
I agree. It's been
I think they did.
top-notch.
They did too good of a job. I couldn't use the excuse I couldn't get out of my street not to go to work.
Listen, we had several cars on our street last week because like my family doesn't have any place to park. And after I got our cars cleaned off and moved, I called the village, called Joe and said, could you come back down and do our street again? And they brought the backhoe down and did our street again so that we had a clearer street.
Yeah, Carson, is that something that we can put out on the communicator when we're expecting the bad weather? That we could put it out to say, hey, any of you that can park in your driveways, please do so. I didn't hear anything go out.
We didn't put it on a communicator, but it was on the, Jenny did put it on the Facebook page for Fairfax. And so it was out there. Maybe that's a good idea to do the communicator and see if that would help. The only bad thing about Fairfax is a lot of the houses don't have driveways to put cars in. But
Right, I'm just saying for those that do, like I called my neighbor and said, hey, if you guys don't have enough room for your truck, please feel free. I won't be going anywhere. Pull it in my driveway, just so the plows can get up and down. And I guess he finally got he didn't move it because his truck wouldn't start. But I guess he finally got it started and he saw Hopper running around with the snow plow. So he tracked him down and said, hey, come to our street now. So Hopper turned around and he came back and got it all plowed. So.
well, like you said, that's a good idea. We could put it on the communicator next time, but again, I think the maintenance department did an excellent job. Joe's had them out there all night long, and they took shifts to get it done. And they've done, for what we had, they've done a pretty good job, I think.
Yeah, and somebody complimented them on Watterson. She
Yes.
said she had been all around, driving around, and she thought she'd have problems at Watterson, and she just came right on up. Just made her day that she could come up Watterson. So.
Well, that's when there was somebody that did post something about Watterson Hill, and then I know Ron Combs was one that came back and said not only Watterson Hill but all the streets.
Yeah.
They've done a good job.
So kudos to maintenance.
Right. Any more communications, Rob?
No.
On the committee reports. Do we have any committee reports? Russell, are you still working on getting the meeting set up?
Yeah, I'm still working on that, but it will be here soon.
Okay, thanks. Mayor's monthly report.
Mayor's monthly report for January was $4,599.94.
Do we have any questions? We need a motion to approve the mayor's monthly report.
I'll
That's
make a
moved.
motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, the mayor's monthly report has been approved. Administrator's report.
I just have two items this evening. The first is to reference Ordinance 4, which is under new business. This is the ordinance to provide a further extension to of the CRA agreement with FCA Realty, otherwise known as Chrysler, regarding that project down on Red Bank Road. It is hoped that this will be the final extension requested. I believe it's through until the date of March the 8th. And they've indicated that that should be it. And they should hopefully have everything finalized between them as the purchaser and the seller to have the closing on that property. So hoping that this is the final one. And the only other item I have is to let council know, weather permitting, that next week is when work is supposed to start on that Watterson Bridge wing wall repair. The first phase will be a temporary repair. The beginning of the week, Duke Energy is scheduled to do some rewiring and set a new pole so that the equipment brought in doesn't interfere with electric lines. That's supposed to happen starting next Monday and might take a couple days. And then Bruce Construction and their subcontractor, Scherzinger, are going to come in and to set a temporary wall. They're going to do some what's called a leg wall, but they're going to put some metal, I'm forgetting the word right now, but so metal poles into the ground with wooden leg walls in there as a temporary fix until probably late this summer, where they'll do a permanent fix with a poured concrete wall. And they'll also be removing during this first phase, the piece of wall that has broken away removed so it doesn't cause any issues in the creek with items that might get caught up in it. So, unless we have a lot more, there'll have to be a maintenance of traffic that will be affected. Work will be about a week if all goes according to plan. My understanding is that not the entire time, but there will be portions of time when the subcontractor Scherzinger is in there. They will have a crane-like type of a piece of equipment, which will have to sit on Watterson Road in order to reach over the rail to do their repairs. And traffic will have to be detoured. If you're coming south on Watterson, approaching the bottom of Watterson Hill, you'll have to go down Bancroft and come around in the same way, the opposite direction. I'm not quite sure which street will have them, come around and finish on, but we've done that before in the past. It's worked well. And again, like I said, the entire work's supposed to last for about a week unless we really get a lot of interruptions with some more winter weather. But it should not be the entire time because there are going to be portions of time, from what I understand, where crews will be on the creek side or in the creek doing their repairs. So when I get some more detail on that, I will let you know. We'll also put that information out on the communicator, on the website, on the Facebook page, and then probably also request that the Fairfax Police Department shares the information that we post as well. So as soon as I have more detail on that, I'll let you know, but it will affect traffic on Watterson during business hours, working hours, probably between 8 and 4 p.m.
Speaking of Watterson, have you heard any complaints about the sign in the middle of the street there, or what I'm talking about? The
I
traffic
do.
calming?
Correct. I have not directly myself. I've heard a couple people question, what is that? Where did it come from? That kind of thing, but nothing, no formal complaints, no, I hit it. I'm actually surprised it is still there, to be honest. I did think it would be gone by now. I thought it would just be run into and knocked over, but it is still there. I've heard comments that it is, I guess, difficult. It sounds like they've maneuvered it, but school bus, because of the length of it, have to go very slow around that corner. Larger trucks would too, but larger trucks aren't supposed to go through there. So, but I have not heard any issues with, say, a UPS type truck or a FedEx type truck. School buses, it does make it for a little laborsome turn there, but it sounds like they can do it. But I've not received any direct phone calls. And I don't know if any council members have. So if you have, let me know so I can pass it on to maintenance. But again, I am surprised that it has lasted.
Well, it definitely does slow it down through there.
Absolutely, it does.
So
Good stuff.
Anybody have any questions for Mrs. Cameron? Okay. Thank you, Jenny. On to the police chief's report. Lieutenant Accioni, do you have anything?
No, I do not have anything for the report.
This is as good a time as any. I'm sure by now you all have heard that Chief Bronson and Timmy Bronson, our maintenance mother, passed away this morning. She had a heart attack and died. So if you would, keep your Bronson family in your prayers and thoughts. Mrs. Bronson's been a resident of the village of Fairfax, I think, pretty much her whole life. So it was a shock.
That's terrible.
On to new business. Ordinance number 4, 2021.
Services are.
Authorizing the village administrator to execute a fourth amended and restated community reinvestment area agreement with FCA Realty LLC for a real property tax exemption pursuant to the community reinvestment area previously established by the village and declaring an emergency.
Again, this is the ordinance that Mrs. Cameron had talked about in her report. Hopefully, this is for the last amendment for this, but you never know. So at this time, I need a motion to suspend the 3 readings.
I so move.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Ms. Resnick,
Aye.
Mr. Ripple.
Aye.
This time I need a motion to adopt ordinance number 4, 2021.
I so move.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Ms. Resnick,
Aye.
and Mr. Ripple.
Aye.
Ordinance number 4, 2021 has been adopted. Ordinance number 5, 2021.
Confirming the appointment of an auxiliary patrolman for the Village of Fairfax Police Department and declaring an emergency.
This is the, what Jeff had talked about last week at the ECC meeting. If you remember back in, I think it was October of last year, we passed an ordinance to start back with auxiliary. We have a gentleman that's plus he had many years in the service. He was a, if I'm not mistaken, captain when he came out of the service. And he is a resident of the Village of Fairfax. He seems like a good fit. At least that's what the personnel committee said. He sounded like he was a good fit for the guys here. So this time I need a motion to suspend the 3 readings.
I
That's
so
the
move.
move.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Ms. Resnick,
Aye.
and Mr. Ripple.
Aye.
This time I need a motion to adopt ordinance number 5, 2021.
I so move.
Who was first?
I
Aye.
was.
What about
Pick one.
Camerisi? You have a second?
Yes. Did I get?
I'll
did I get
second.
the- Okay.
Christie,
Have a roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Resnick,
Aye.
and Mr. Ripple.
Aye.
Ordinance number 5, 2021 has been adopted. On to ordinance number 6, 2021.
This is authorizing the village administrator to execute an amendment to the amended and restated fire protection and emergency medical services agreement with the Little Miami Joint Fire and Rescue District and declaring an emergency.
Alan, before we do a vote, would you like to explain this a little bit so everybody understands what we're doing here?
Yeah. So we're continuing discussions with Gulf Manor about its proposed separation from the district. Those discussions are lengthy and complicated and are the subject of mediation right now through the Ohio Supreme Court. That is confidential, so we can't disclose the specifics of what we talk about, but in general, Gulf Manor is working on alternate service to go into effect as of January 1st, 2022. They're still in the process of evaluating that service. That will preclude them from meeting some of the timelines previously agreed to. So in exchange for providing that relief, the parties have all agreed to waive the time limits that we have in the existing agreements for any party to withdraw from the district if that were to become necessary. We don't want that to be necessary, and we're doing everything we possibly can to avoid it. But this amendment is limited to waiving the 6-month advance notice provision, just in case Fairfax or Columbia Township had to withdraw. And it also relieves the provision for Gulf Manor in case for whatever reason they need to withdraw more quickly than what we've previously discussed. So this is one small piece of a very large discussion that continues pretty intensely.
Do we have any questions?
Does that affect how long the contract that they have to continue paying? As far as how that contract goes?
No, so they're a member of the district right now with a contract, but the contract's kind of secondary to their membership. Once their membership is terminated, their contract will be terminated. They're scheduled to remain a full-fledged member of the district through the end of the year. And the agreement in principle was for them to withdraw by the end of the year. And that's still what we're working toward. But we set an interim milepost for them to meet in terms of arranging alternate service that's still up in the air. So we're just taking this precaution so every party has the same right to withdraw really at any time before the end of the year, as opposed to having to give this 6-month advance notice. But district remains status quo for till the end of the year at least. And then the plan is for Fairfax and Columbia Township to continue on, subject to further discussions with others. But right now we're just we're working through that. It's a long process.
Any other questions?
Yeah, well, why does this need to be passed as emergency versus going through the 3 readings? Is this part of the agreement that this has to be passed?
Yeah, so we've all agreed that we would put this before all of the jurisdictions. So Columbia Township, the Fire District, and Gulf Manor are all considering the same kind of resolution or ordinance to pass this now. We need the flexibility now because the interim deadline is coming up. And in order for the parties to agree to waive that deadline, we need to know that this is in place. So if we wait a couple more months, that's going to make it very difficult to proceed with the negotiations that we're currently working on.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Before we go with the vote on ordinance number 6, let's take a step back to ordinance number 5 and ask Mr. Gordon to step forward so we can get the oath of office. Everybody, this is Lewis Orr, or Gordon. He's the gentleman we've been talking about. So Alan, do you have the oath and would you like to give it to him, please?
I do. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lewis Gordon,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the village of Fairfax,
and the ordinances of the village of Fairfax,
and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge
that I will faithfully and honestly discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of patrolman of the village of Fairfax,
of patrolman of the village of Fairfax,
to which I have been appointed.
which I have been appointed.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
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 Thank you. Glad to have you on the team.
Thank you. You too.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Now back to ordinance number 6, 2021. Do I have I need a motion to suspend the 3 readings on this, please?
I
I
so
so
moved.
move. I'll be second to Sharon's first.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Ms. Resnick,
Aye.
Mr. Riffle.
This time I need a motion to adopt ordinance number 6, 2021.
I so moved.
I'll
I'll
second.
second. We need to get on a schedule here.
It just had the motion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Ms. Resnick,
Aye.
Mr. Riffle.
Aye.
Ordinance number 6, 2021 has been adopted. On to ordinance number 7, 2021.
This is amending the zoning code of the Village of Fairfax by adopting a revised zoning map. And this is the first reading.
This is the first reading for the rezoning. We do have a map in place. So like I said, this is the first reading. Second reading will be at the March council meeting. On the resolution R1, 2021.
Authorizing the drawing of warrants and payment of amounts due upon contracts or orders for $3,000 or more pursuant to a then and now certificate in conformance with revised code section 5705.41 D1.
Okay, this is something that we do every month on large purchases. Do we have any questions for Mr. Doppus? I'm gonna need a motion to adopt resolution R1, 2021.
I so moved.
You have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Camerisi,
Aye.
Mr. Ernst, Mr. Kessel,
Aye.
Ms. Lally,
Aye.
Ms. Resnick,
Aye.
Mr. Riffle.
Aye.
Resolution R1, 2021 has been adopted. Any old business needs to come forward. Any council discussions? Alan, are you going to be in the office tomorrow?
I'll be in my home office, but yeah, available and you can call me. Yeah.
All right. Any other comments? We are open for adjournment.
I'll
Aye.
second.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Aye.
Right.